What's up, Shady Sports Network? I'm back here with a special guest from the Louisiana Voodoo, Coach Chris Hemphill. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing great. Excited to have you on the show. So, kind of right off the bat, man, the Louisiana Voodoo, historic AFL franchise, coming back in the great state of Louisiana. I mean, coming off an LSU Women's Basketball Championship. How excited are you to be part of this great franchise?
Oh man, excited would be an understatement, to tell you the truth. Just with the history of this franchise and the support it gets from not even just the city, but the state of Louisiana is huge. So I'm definitely excited and happy to be part of the rebirth.
For sure. When you look at this rebirth, how do you expect the Voodoo to be involved in the Louisiana community with events such as Mardi Gras and cultural kind of allegiance?
We're going to be very heavily involved in the community. That's one of the things that just speaking with our team president, I was very excited about is getting the community involved, because when you think about, quote unquote, smaller cities, they have really huge fan support, and that's really important to us as an organization. It's personally important to me. I'm huge on community service. Any team that I've ever been with, if you don't have that community backing, then you have nothing. You might as well just have a glorified practice, at the stadium. But we're definitely going to be involved in a lot of things coming up. I'm going to be working closely with the front office on those community activities. So everybody just stay tuned and you're ready to see.
For sure. So these past 2 seasons, you were with the IFL, you were with the Bismarck Bucks, then you were with the San Diego Strike Force. How was that transition from Bismarck to San Diego, and how did it make you a better coach?
The weather. Other than that, I mean, Bismarck was great. I was fortunate to play for a great coach, Rob Miller, who brought me in and really taught me the coaching side of things. I was always kind of a player coach on the field, but he brought me in and took me under his wing and really showed me how this coaching stuff goes. So I'm just blessed to be able to learn from him and Bismarck. And then with Bismarck going dormant for some issues, I was fortunate enough to land a spot with San Diego and Coach Taylor Jennison, a good friend of mine from our playing days back in Billings. I was a late hire, so we scrambled to get some stuff. The roster was already set, really. So I was really had to go in and wing it, and I was fortunate to have good enough athletes to be able to be a part of some real close games.
Now, you actually have experience as a head coach. One game when you played Bismarck, you came up and you played my Massachusetts Pirates, electric game, 28-25. I mean, you got the call to be head coach that week. How excited was that opportunity, and what did you learn from your game as head coach?
Well, it was really a learning experience all the way around, from helping with the team travel. When you take a team across the country, the time change, checking into the hotels, making sure the meals are what they're supposed to be. A head coach needs to be able to trust his staff to run the team as if he was still there, and like I said, with a coach like Coach Miller, who groomed me for this, it was important that I didn't let him down, I didn't let the organization down. So I did the best I could along with Coach Parker and Coach Criswell. We went out and played a really tough Massachusetts team, and I still talk to my boy Kaiser to this day, and I'm like, man, we should have beat y'all, that day. Just thinking back about it, but things like that, I know is going to groom me to be a head coach in the future. Right now, I'm cool with running the defense and helping out in the front office and doing things like that, because I'm a sponge, so I just like to learn, and definitely something like that was a learning experience for me.
So, being part of the front office, I think the position that stands out to me the most is quarterback. Louisiana has a ton of talent. I feel like there's so many former LSU quarterbacks that you can sign. When you look at that position, what can we expect, and how have you been doing your research and finding the starting quarterback for Louisiana Voodoo?
Man, I tell you, Chris, I've been busy at every position, not even just quarterback, but anybody that's been around football, that's coached football, played football, know that the quarterback is the most important position. And that's really when I sit down with Coach Shiv, the OC head coach, we're really gonna hone in on what we look for in a quarterback. Not even talking about just the tangible skills, because a lot of people got that, but the intangible stuff, the leadership, the accountability that it takes to lead a team. And we've talked about a couple of guys, and I'm sure after we have a couple open tryouts that we'll definitely decide on a couple at camp and let the best man win.
100%. Competition breeds excellence. And so I look at the AFL, and you guys have the opportunity to play on NFL Network and Amazon Prime. But I kind of wanted to get your reaction. Former IFL receiver Martavis Bryant just signed with the Dallas Cowboys today. You see someone like that come to the Pirates, play out of the NFL for 5 years and get the opportunity back to the NFL. Does that give you hope to know that guys from the AFL can go to the NFL?
Absolutely. We've been blessed with a platform to showcase our abilities, both as coaches and as players and as front office staff. And I'm thankful for the leagues like CIF, NAL, AFL, IFL, for leagues like that. So, players that maybe didn't get that shot, didn't go to a Power 5 or a big time school or had that much backing, can still get a look. So these TV platforms are huge. These streaming services, these platforms that these players have nowadays are huge to showcase their ability. So I always tell a player, I said, look, I'm going to do my part and I'm going to coach you. And to get the best out of you on the field, everything else is up to you. It's up your agent, the backing that you have to get to the next level. So we just want to make sure that guys are prepared. So if they do get that shot, they've been prepping as if they were already in the NFL. That's why the teams that I'm a part of, we run our organization like an NFL organization would, as far as accountability, as far as practice habits, as far as attention to detail. So when you get that chance at the next level, there's no drop off. So things like that are huge. So I'm happy for them.
Definitely important to stay consistent. And being in the front office and being a younger coach, you understand how important social media is, and kind of shows like Last Chance U. I was watching one of your former players, Hoodie Rogers, and his YouTube channel today, and I thought that you made an appearance in it. And I just thought, man, that content is so important to grow the game. Would you be okay with your players doing that, like mic'd up videos to kind of give the fans a behind the scenes?
Absolutely. You are your own brand. So I tell guys all the time. And the age that we live in nowadays is all social media. It's all content. It's all visuality. So players that have that platform to be able to record the day-to-day doings of an organization are huge, because a lot of people, fans, they don't get to see the ins and outs. They just show up on game day and they think we just got here. No, it goes to everything from film breakdown, meetings, practice, recovery type stuff for the players. A lot of things that you don't get a chance to see when you're a fan that come to the games on the weekends. You get to see when players break out the content, the behind the scenes, the jokes, the laughs, because I tell players, once you're done playing this, you're not going to remember the score of different games. You remember the times that you had in the locker room, the times you had on the practice field, the man that lined up and went to war with you. So definitely having social media and things like that is huge, because it creates visuality for everybody else to see what's going on in the organization.
I definitely agree with that. I think it's important to have a healthy balance, but I also think it's important to, give the fans that content so they can become more immersed with the game. Kind of going into my next topic per se. For you right now in the off season, it's kind of a busy time. There's still a bunch of AFL teams to be announced. November 16th is the big day. When you go through your off season, what's your day-to-day routine looking like, both on the coaching side and your personal life?
Well, I'll take you through just kind of like an average day. It really is no average day. Wake up, thank the Lord, for letting me open my eyes. Talk to my mom for a little bit, my guardian angel. And I just kind of prep myself, mentally, what I have to do for the day. So for instance, today, drop my son off to school, and then I went through my checklist of things I'm gonna do. Okay, I gotta call this player. I gotta watch. I have a backlog of highlight films that's been sent to me, over and over again from various sources that I gotta catch up and watch on, really do some homework, hone in on my playbook, because the rules are different from the IFL. So I'm redoing my whole playbook and making sure that I have schemes that are fit guys that have different skill sets. That's what's important to me, to get the best out of those guys and make sure that put them in the position to win, because that's my job. I may text our head coach, bug him for a little bit. I know he's an AD out of school out there in Louisiana. Just ask him some questions, what he needs me to do, anything from me like that. Watch more film, maybe have a lunch. Before lunch, I hit the gym. Got to go to the gym, keep my mind, keep my body right. That's my outlet right there, is working out. And then once I'm done, I come back, shower, eat, and continue my day to the time to pick up little man from school, spend some time with him. And once he's settled and everything, I'm right back to work, man. I love this football stuff so much that I spend a lot of it each day, just looking at film, evaluating players, talking to agents, talking to other coaches, and just doing stuff like that, man. So off season is definitely an exciting time.
So Coach Shevin, he's kind of a newer coach. He's been around for a while, but this is kind of his first time in the AFL. How is your working relationship with him?
Oh, great. Like I said, we talk pretty much every day. I know we're going to lean on each other for, different things that we're great at. He's great at evaluating talent. He has a lot of relationships with former players, former coaches. He gives me insight on things that he's looking for because it's my job as the assistant head coach to be an extension of him, and that's what I want to do. I want to make, his job easier, if that's even a thing. Make his job easier and just do my part, carry my weight, make sure I help bring in players that are going to contribute both on the field and in the community. Great character guys. It's not going to give us a problem off the field and worry about that type of stuff. So our relationship is good. He asks me questions. He trusts my instincts, my abilities, and I think we're going to have a great season moving forward.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me tonight. My final question for you is you look at this whole AFL, it's a big project. There's a lot of money into this. There's a lot of kind of people involved. A lot of this project involves kind of confidence and faith. Lee Hutton is someone I think exemplifies confidence and he believes in himself. How much do you believe in yourself, kind of leaving an established league like the IFL to come to the AFL? How did that decision come about? And what do you expect for 2024 as a league and as a team?
Well, to be honest, Chris, it definitely wasn't an easy decision. I think the IFL is a great league, and it gave me a platform as a player and as a coach to showcase my ability. So definitely leaving something that's been established for as long as the IFL with a great reputation. It's tough coming into the, quote unquote unknown. I know the AFL has been established in years prior and something always happens and it drops off for a little bit, comes back and drops off. So there are definitely a lot of red flags coming into the situation, but I've had talks with, the commissioner, with the CEO, with a couple coaches, and I asked all the questions I wanted to ask. I got the answers that made me feel better about leaving the IFL and coming over to be a part of something great, man. I think the AFL definitely has a great commissioner, a great CEO, a great backing of ownership groups that will be announced in the future. The markets were carefully and strategically placed for a reason. I know people are kind of side-eyeing the markets, like, wow, what they picked that for? Like, everything will make sense in due time. We're not out here to please everybody and make sure everybody's comfortable with us because, to be honest, everybody's going to see what we look like in the near future. So I feel comfortable with it, or I wouldn't have, signed up for it. I think the AFL is definitely going to be here to stay for years to come now.
Well, Coach, I learned a lot about the AFL this season and the team. I can't wait to see you and the Louisiana Voodoo turn up in 2024, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on, man. Go Voodoo.
I'm a game changer.